Hey guys, what's up? It's Greg Shrzavosty with the Find Your Films YouTube channel. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel. What are you going to get from this channel? You're going to basically get a whole bunch of movie reviews, which I'm sure there's a ton of movie reviews out there on the YouTube atmosphere, stratosphere, whatever. But for this specific channel, you're going to get the films I'm usually assigned to for my cinematics podcast that I do with Bruce Purkey and Eric Holmes. I'll be doing my solo movie reviews here on this channel. More importantly, I will be bringing in physical media coverage and obscure film coverage as well to this channel. And on top of that, the last 2 or 3 years, I've actually been delaying releasing all these interviews I've done with actors and filmmakers and writers talking about their favorite movies. Had no idea where I was going to actually put all that content. I'm going to put that content here on the Find Your Films YouTube channel. I've thought about for the last several years, just one of my goals is to actually give cinephiles like me and you some really good, just sort of a starter kit for movie recommendations along the way that you're not getting from Letterboxd or other channels. So this is sort of a little bit of, right now it's a very little channel, but I want it to grow where we have a community of people just recommending films to each other left and right, and hopefully along the way we can find some, along with, I'm sure we're going to find some bombs and misfires, but hopefully along the way we can find some gems, cinematic gems as well, that we would have never come across if we were just going solo. Okay. Now, speaking of going solo, this is, for this review, it's The Monkey King. And that's a big theme behind The Monkey King. It's the idea of no person is an island. No man or woman is an island. You don't get through this life all by yourself. And if you do, it could be a very lonely existence. I know that's ascribing probably a lot of very important, serious themes to The Monkey King, which, by the way, it hits Netflix on Friday, August 18th. And it's not really a serious movie, but it has sort of a mini serious themes to it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I think about it. A lot of my reviews here for this channel will not delve into spoiler material. So I'm going to give a brief overview of The Monkey King and then just give my reactions and thoughts. I'm going to let you guys figure out yourself as far as all the little plot points behind The Monkey King and future movies, because I just don't like spoiling people regarding plot stuff in movies. I'll usually save that for maybe in-depth movie reviews that I do on my website, findyourfilms.com. Anyways, here's the plot synopsis behind Netflix's The Monkey King. Again, hits Netflix on August 18th. Quote, The Monkey King is an action-packed comedy that follows a rebellious and charismatic monkey and his magical fighting stick. That monkey, aka the Monkey King, is voiced by comedian Jimmy O. Yang. I really loved him in this movie called The Opening Act. Very good actor, very good comedian, and he's good as the Monkey King. His main antagonist is this person named the Dragon King, an immortal named the Dragon King, voiced by another funny person, Bowen Yang. Now, the second main character is a village girl played by, her name's Lynn, and voiced by Jolie Huang Rappaport. And Lynn is has problems with her village. They need water. She comes from an impoverished area. They need resources. She's trying to actually become the assistant of the Monkey King and curry favor with him because she might have ulterior motives regarding her friendship with the Monkey King. Okay. The Monkey King, his main goal is to become an all-powerful, all-immortal person who reigns over heaven and hell and earth and the universe. And with his magical stick, which for some reason can only communicate with the Monkey King. Okay. He is pretty much all powerful, but he's not all immortal. He's not completely immortal right now. So he's trying for a quest for immortality, and he's going to use this magic stick to actually battle these immortals and find some kind of potion or elixir or whatever to grant himself this all-powerful situation. Now, behind this whole quest for power, the Monkey King is a very insecure individual. He's very funny, sarcastic, and he claims that he does not need anyone. And that's because as a youth, he was born from a stone, didn't have a family to nurture and raise him, and he grew up to be essentially a single-minded, focused individual who supposedly doesn't need anyone. Ultimately, that becomes a self-defense mechanism for the Monkey King, to the point where for a lot of the narrative, he claims he doesn't need this assistant, aka Lynn, who's that village girl, and she's trying her best to become friends with the Monkey King, even throughout his travails and conflicts with all these other demons and Immortals along the way, he is sort of brushing her to the side for a lot of these missions. That's the plot behind the Monkey King. And the big warning I'm giving for if you're an animated fan is it has a very distinct tone where it's not very predictable, meaning a lot of the narrative, I think it's around 90, 91 minutes. It's just breakneck humor and sarcasm, quick cutting, just machine gun fire type of humor. And if you don't like that, if that's not your speed, then the Monkey King will ultimately become possibly a wearying experience for you. 50 minutes in, I was thinking, oh my gosh, are they going to continue with all these jokes? I was getting a little bit, not annoyed, but I was getting a little bit, yeah, let's get some story. Let's take a breather for once. Let's just slow things down. There are moments where it does slow down. And I have a feeling that the only reason why they're slowing down, by the way, this is directed by Anthony Stacchi, Stacchi, and his previous credits include The Box Trolls and Open Season. I am not a huge animation expert, so I still have not seen The Box Trolls and Open Season. Definitely want to actually, pardon the pun, find more films, find my films by going to The Box Trolls and Open Season. After watching this, I'm encouraged to see his previous work. Okay, but again, you might not be encouraged because the humor is a little bit too much. At times, the Monkey King can ultimately become really annoying and sarcastic and just too self-centered for his own good. So it can go flip, like sort of a flip side. Some of you might even say, oh, well, credit goes to Anthony Stacchi and for not compromising the narrative and keeping the Monkey King seemingly unlikable throughout most of the narrative. My vote is towards, even though there were times when I was getting a little bit antsy for a little bit more exposition, just more depth in the story, I ultimately went along with the tone for the Monkey King. And as long as you're in for that ride, here are the positives. The Monkey King fights a bunch of people, demons, and there's a hell sequence regarding some search for the scrolls, which is really fun and action-packed. And here's something that you might know better than me because I haven't seen Shaolin Soccer or Kung Fu Hustle for years. And, these are the movies that are best known from Stephen Chow. And Stephen Chow is the executive producer behind The Monkey King. So again, if you like that humor, comedy, and breakneck action energy that a Stephen Chow film presents, this might bring added value to you as well. I believe there's another movie that Stephen Chow did called Journey to the West from 2013-ish. That features the Monkey King. It's a live action. It's not an animated like this, but it's live action film, I believe, and it's called Journey to the West. I think it came out in 2013. I have to check. I'm not on IMDb right now, but it has the Monkey King as one of its characters. And after watching the Monkey King, I want to go and immediately watch Journey to the West and see how that character is played. So overall, I enjoyed this movie. I actually got on board that train and realized that, hey, this aesthetic, which is just joke after joke after joke. They throw away so many jokes. It's ridiculous. By the time you're done, there's so many jokes flying, you're probably missing half of them. And it might require a rewatch. And if you like it like me, you might end up rewatching this a second time. I hope Anthony Stacchi or any other director, I just hope there's another sequel, another installment to The Monkey King. Would love to see more adventures of The Monkey King. And look, these kind of films, these animated projects are going to have sort of a transformation moment, a feel-good moment, a teary moment, et cetera, et cetera. There are a couple of times when it tries to pull at the heartstrings. It doesn't really fit, but I understand why they put it here because it's needed. It can't be this one-note jokey joke thing for 90 minutes. But yeah, if you're into that type of energy, The Monkey King should be just the perfect animated film for you to watch. It's just a lot of jokes, a lot of action, and the 90 plus minutes goes by just lickety split. Okay. Now, but if you're looking for some kind of sublime, just kids animated film that's wrapped into some lesson situation, you're not really going to get that deep, sublime experience. But if you want to have fun, if you want to see a ton of action, ton of jokes, I recommend The Monkey King. So my rating for The Monkey King is 3.5 out of 5 stars. Again, it will be streaming on Netflix on Friday, August 18th. And I will be posting a lot more movie reviews here on Find Your Films to give just different type of movie reviews. But what I selfishly want is I'd love to hear what you guys think of these movies and throw in the comments of what you think of The Monkey King, or even offer some movie suggestions for me to watch. So I just want to sort of build this community. I have two podcasts, the Cinematics podcast, which I do with Bruce and Eric. We do it every week. We do new movies. I'm also for movie interviews. You're going to get that on this channel and on the Find Your Film podcast. All that stuff will be in the show notes. But yeah, please like and subscribe, comment, share this Find Your Films YouTube channel. I will be covering a lot more movies that are coming out on a given week. Plus, I want to throw in some Blu-ray and DVD reviews, obscure films, maybe cinematic gems that I really love that I'm going to take from my collection and recommend to you guys as well. Also, I'll be hosting a bunch of giveaways, Blu-ray, physical media giveaways on this Find Your Films site. All right, guys, all that promo stuff is going to be on the show notes, on the YouTube descriptions. Most importantly, would love to hear what you think of The Monkey King. Maybe tell me what you think of The Box Trolls, Open Season, those movies from Anthony Stachy. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I apologize. Also, Stephen Chow, filmmaker, writer, actor from Kung Fu Hustle, Shaolin Soccer, Journey to the West. Do you like his films? Should I rewatch them? What movies, what Chow films should I check it out? All right, that's it. Take care, guys. And please, thank you so much for listening to this review. Take care. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.